Yo, what's up, guys? It's River, and today I'm going to be going over my top 32 regional run at the OKC regional qualifier where I played Onomat Ryzeal. So I know I actually made a video about this yesterday, and after watching the video back, the video really felt disingenuous. It felt like it was scripted, which I'll admit it was. I wrote out a script so that I could keep myself on track. I see now that that wasn't the right way to do it. I've got notes on my phone. It's just a bulleted list of some key points that I want to talk about just to keep me on track. But I want to have a genuine conversation with you guys more so than reading a script to you guys. So without further ado, we're going to get started with the event details. So this was a 7-round event. They took the top 16 players, got invites. So I want to clarify, I did not receive my invite. I was top 32 players. And I did not receive my invite. But I am making this video and my progress journey for you guys so that you can relate to me. You can see that you don't have to go and spend thousands of dollars on meta decks just to compete. If you're looking to compete, then you can get away with rogue strategies and some good game plans. With that, if you are a meta player, absolutely, if you want to do that, go for it. It's just not for me personally. I prefer rogue strategies, and that's the type of player that I am. I have played meta strategies. I prefer rogue. I have had more success personally with rogue strategies, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. Not that I won't ever play meta again, but I'm definitely going to continue playing decks that I find fun, because overall that is the goal of this game, is to have fun. So before we get too much further, I got to give a couple shout outs. So my friends Greg, Morgan, and Jared specifically for all of the deck building and the just advice that they've given to me leading up to the event, all the play testing, and not even just for this event, just overall throughout my career since I've been playing. Those three have really helped me out a lot. I got to give a shout out to my locals group who, funny story, got me into the game around August of 2024. We randomly found each other on Facebook and we started meeting up at the library because our town didn't have a card shop yet. So huge shout out to those guys for getting me into the game and always having to hook up on cards. I've got buddies that let me borrow cards. I've got friends that just gave me some cards. And so huge shout out to those guys. I can't thank them enough. Next up, I got to give a shout out to Mike over at Port City Cards and Collectibles here in Muskogee, Oklahoma. He is an amazing dude, and I would definitely check out his shop for all of your TCG needs. Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, you name it, he's probably got it. So huge shout out to him. I will leave a link to his Facebook page in the description below. Then I got to give a shout out to my wife. Last but certainly not least, my wife. I could not do this kind of stuff. I couldn't create content or chase events without her support. And so I cannot thank her enough for supporting me and my goals and my dreams. So a little bit of a background about me. I'm a small town country boy. I grew up in a very rural small town. I grew up on a farm playing sports, so TCG stuff was not in the picture for me. That wasn't something that was common when I was growing up. Obviously we knew about Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and whatnot, but it wasn't something that we played at middle school very often. So I got into the game around August of 2024, and that's realistically where my career with the Yu-Gi-Oh begins. So enough of all that stuff. We're going to go ahead and jump on into the rounds. So my round 1 of the event was a 2-0 win over a Mitsurugi Ryzeal player. The opponent won the dice roll, decided to go first. Luckily, I drew 2 Molcharmi Perulias in my starting hand. I activated both of them in the draw phase, and that pretty well stopped my opponent, forced him onto a half board. he had a Murakumo and a one set card on the field, which ended up being an Imperm. So game 1, I got it, was able to play on my turn, fully play it out, and yeah, game 1 I got it. Game 2, the opponent goes first again. He activates pre-preparation of rights to add Habakiri, and on resolution of that, I activate Droll and Lockbird, which I had sided in. So game 1 was a 2-0 win versus Ryzeal Mitsurugi. So my round 2 was against a Rescue Ace player, and forgive me, I mean no hate by this in any way. I love Rescue Ace as a deck. I just don't remember too many details about the match. I know both game 1 and 2 I stopped him pretty early on into his turn. So yeah, that was round 2, was a Rescue Ace matchup for a 2-0 win. So my round 3 was a 2-0 loss against Lucas Sacco and his branded Dracotel deck. I'll leave a link to his deck list in the description below. Make sure to go check out his YouTube channel and give him a follow. So I won the dice roll and I went second game 1, thinking that I was going to see some non-engine. If I had seen a Imperm plus Mulcharmy or something else, I'd be able to slow him down enough that on my turn I would be able to XZ summon my Exciton Knight and just blow up the board. So that was the game plan going into the matchup. I had already pre-decided that before the event. That was my game plan against Dracotel branded decks. So yeah, that's how game 1 went. I was not able to stop him. I saw 0 non-engine in both games 1 and 2. So that decision to go second really is what hurt me. Stupidly, I made the decision to go second again against him, which cost me game 2. So game 2, I side decked in Retaliating Sea and Double Cyclone against him, putting me up to a total of 24 non-engine cards that I was playing, and I still didn't see any non-engine, so it was just unfortunate. So round 4, we started to get back on track with a 2-0 victory over Cool Tunes. Unfortunately for the opponent, he had to normal summon Cool Tunes Q both games, which from my playtesting and some friends who told me about the deck, anytime that you have to normal summon Cool Tunes Q in a pure version, this is just for pure versions currently. When you normal summon Cool Tunes Q, that typically means that your hand isn't great. So I was able to stop him both games 1 and 2 with a single Ghost Spell. Round 5, we really fell off the train again, and this was my most frustrating matchup of the day. It was a 0-2 loss against Lunalights. So the exact same series of events happened in games 1 and 2. In hindsight, there was other stuff that I could have done differently, but at the time in the event, I just didn't think things through properly, and so that is my fault. But games 1 and 2, we both started out with me going first. I was able to full combo without interruption and set up a full board ending on Ryzeal Detonator, Trap Tricks Reflatia, Ryzeal Cross, Ghost Bell in hand, plus Duo Drive. And so yeah, I set up a full board. I full comboed, it did extremely well. Unfortunately, both games, he activated Forbidden Droplet in the draw phase, targeting my Reflatia and my Detonator, to where the only interruption that I have for his turn is a Ryzeal Cross and a Ghost Spell. And that's just not enough. I was smart about it. I think that I was smart about it because I saved the Ghost Spells for Lunalight Wolf, his Pendulum monster that allows him to fusion summon. And activation was fine, everything was great, but then he just has heavy polymerization in his hand both games. So it was a very frustrating loss because I do feel that that matchup was very winnable, but it was also at the same time one of those things like, what can you do? The guy just had the out. He had the goods. So yeah, that's that. So round 6 was another loss. It was a 1-2 match against a 60-card Azumina Mitsurugi Orcus deck. And the player who was using it, I forget his name, but he's a very, very good player. He's very, very knowledgeable about the rules, I'll say that. So, I don't remember which game out of it I won. All I remember is that all 3 games, I didn't see side engine again. I didn't see any non-engine, which is absolutely baffling to me. But yeah, so round 6 was a 1-2 loss against the 60-card Mitsurugi Azumina Orcus deck. So round 7 was pretty much a free win. The opponent didn't show up to the table, so the judges gave it to me as a 2-0 win to end the day. So here are my event takeaways. I feel like I found a lot of success being able to play an older rogue strategy for this event and take top 32. Even though I didn't make top 16, which I feel was very doable, I very much could have had things gone differently. It's just not the way that the stars aligned. But I did end up taking top 32, which is nothing to scoff at. That's still a very good placement. And I did so seeing very little non-engine all day long. Not to put a number on it, but if I had to guess, I saw maybe 10 non-engine cards all day long, which was just really unfortunate. If I had seen non-engine throughout the day, I feel like a lot of those games, not necessarily matches, but a lot of those games would have been a lot more winnable. So I played a 42 card deck with 18 total non-engine cards, and I feel like this was a perfect deck list. You know, there are some things that some people may change, but for me personally, I don't think there's anything that I could have done differently on the deck. The deck performed. I never opened a dead hand, which is what you want from a competitive standpoint. Even though this is a rogue strategy, you never want to open a dead hand from a competitive standpoint, which the deck did. I saw 0 non-engine. I would see multiple games where I would have a just absolutely broken hand, being like, let's say Dododo Warrior, Ice Ryzeal, plus 7th Tachyon, and an extender. So I would see 4 to 5 really, really good cards that you want to see in your hand. But I'd be playing second going into a board that was already set up. I didn't have any way to stop the opponent or to slow them down. So yeah, it was just really unfortunate draws throughout the day. I feel like the deck and the side deck were both built as optimally as I could. As I said, there are some mistakes throughout the day that I made that I know that I made. I will admit them out loud. It was a poor decision to go second against Lucas Sacco in my round 3. I should have chose to go first. I just didn't do so. I made some bad decisions, and that's what cost me a couple of games. So between that and the lack of non-engine, it was poor decisions and lack of non-engine. It wasn't the deck's fault why I didn't win the event or get an invite from the event. I cannot blame the deck at all. The deck did what it was supposed to do. It saw all the starters, all the extenders. I mean, it was absolutely broken hands all day long the way that I have it built. It was just unfortunate for this. But unfortunately, guys, that's going to do it for me. Make sure to like, comment, follow, subscribe. Go check out all the links that are going to be in the description below. You'll be able to find my socials there. You'll find Port City Cards and Collectibles. And like I said, I'll be including a video or a link to Luke Sacco's video where he talks about his deck profile. So make sure to go like, follow, subscribe him as well. Show him some love. He's a very smart, very knowledgeable player. But yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one.